actually is more disease resistant.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's strange you say that, because I've got a friend, and she's in America. She's in Florida, and she's got some illnesses. And she went to the hospital and had some blood tests, and they told her that she's got a different kind of DNA. And they want to change her DNA. Now, I know that they're obsessed with this DNA. And I'm sure they're going to do it via drugs and blood transfusions.
Yeah.
You know, and again, what will they be doing? But I heard something about this green blood and that it carries more oxygen. Do you think it'll make them more intelligent? Because they're trying to split this. They're trying to split the human race, aren't they? They want the sort of really dumbed down version, and then they want the Superman version. Obviously, the elites would be the Superman, and the rest of us would be the dumbed down.
Well, they're also trying to create, in light of all of that, a Superman army, if you will, that is very resistant to, let's say, gas attacks or nerve attacks. And that kind of thing, even radiation. And I happen to know a lot of soldiers who were involved in these experiments in Kuwait and in southern Iraq during both Gulf Wars, where they were injected with some kind of material, and they were never told what it was. And then shortly thereafter, they were put into these gas chambers and told to breathe the fumes until such time, it was a little bit, an hour a day, and then it was 2 hours, et cetera, until they were able to breathe constantly in those fumes and survive.
Right. But a lot of them became ill, though, didn't they, through the vaccination?
Yeah.
See, with soldiers, same as prisoners, they can do what they like to them, really, can't they?
That's correct. That's right.
You
They're
know,
perfect,
they can't...
perfect captured army, if you will, or they can experiment on them, do what they wish, and they have no say in the matter.
Back in the Olympics, back in the summer, that swimmer you had, America had, I can't remember his name, I think it's Michael something, and I'm sure he was part of that project because he swam like a dolphin.
Yeah, he did, and of course, he told everyone what he was going to do, and he did it. Yeah.
And he looked quite funny. I mean, he weren't normal looking.
I agree with you.
Yeah. And I thought, I wonder if he's been genetically modified in some way. Because if they're doing it to our fruit, they're doing it to animals, all this cloning, there's so many weird and wonderful things out there. If you used to tell ordinary people that haven't got a clue about what's going on, they think that we were crazy. I mean, I'm sure you're an expert on that. I mean, I'm sure you've been laughed at many times over the years, But when you look, it's part of the main Project Superman, I think it's called. And like with them soldiers you was talking about, they're trying to make them really super strong and super resistant. So instead of having an army of, say, 1,000, they'd only need an army of 300.
Right.
It saves them money.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do have something called Superman programming, which is a little bit different, and that is a program or an alter that they place in a very specifically programmed person with certain genetics that allows them to appear to have superhuman powers. Now, the thing is that the triggers for this, or the activation for that particular program, is very time sensitive because the person can only perform the function once. It usually will result in their death. And it will be some one-time function, whether it's involving the staged alien invasion or New World religion or vigilante programming, whatever it may be, and this person performs the function and then dies, so that they can never capture him or her and find out what really happened.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I mean, and that's going on a lot. With the stage alien, that's on its way, isn't it? I mean, the Pope's already come out and said that there's aliens. MI5 in Britain have opened up all their X-Files. So obviously, if the bird flu doesn't work, I don't think that they're gonna want to nuke the planet. You know, because they've still, no matter how superior they think they are, they've still got to live on this planet after it's been nuked. So I think war will be the very, very last resort. What's your take on that, Stewart?
Well,
what do you think about this culling of the population? Because it sort of all goes hand in hand with each other.
Well, you see, this is where I digress or disagree with some of that information, because, you know, the Illuminati did not spend so much time and effort, you know, centuries to create a slave race to then eliminate them. But on the other hand, what they're doing is, if you look in the science, and they release it every so often letting you know what they're up to, they are in the process of creating Earth-like conditions in other solar systems and even within this solar system, so that they can transport some of the population as a slave labor force to those locations. So I don't think...
There's a lot going on with Mars, isn't there? There's a lot. I'm sure there's a civilization up in Mars already. I'm sure of it.
There has been since the 1950s, actually. I did write about that in my Blue Blood book, and talk about that on some of my DVDs. But yes, the goal, really, of the Illuminati, once they have complete control of this planet, which they almost do, is to then create a new intergalactic empire and spread out and fan out across the universe and start controlling everything.
Because Stephen Hawking said something about that about 3-4 years ago, that we need to go out to other planets because this world is becoming overpopulated. So again, that is another option. So the reason why the culling of the population resonates with me, I feel it's true, is because now everybody's being made redundant. The crashing of the economy is one of these, is the symptom. It's because then they can replace us all with machines and computers. They don't really need us anymore for a slave race.
Well, you know, they do need people to work the fields and do some of this other work. You know, it's like they need their servants, and they want their servants. And, you know, quite honestly, if they wanted to eliminate everyone, they could have done that already. I mean, very simply. They could have easily released the virus into the atmosphere. It would have killed billions in one day. You know, so my feeling is that if they were going to do it, they would have done it. I think they're just getting the people ready for the understanding that the planet, which is not true, by the way, that the planet is becoming uninhabitable and we need to look elsewhere. So to encourage people to go to other worlds. Remember, David Icke easily said in his books, you create the situation so that the solution you want imposed is then accepted by the population.
Yeah. Problem, reaction, solution.
Yes.
We've got a caller, Stewart. I'm going to bring him on.
Hello?
Hello, caller. Can I take your name, please? Hello? Oh, I've muted them. 1 minute. Let's see if I can...
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, Debbie?
Hi, can I take your name?
Sure, this is Elena.
Hello, Elena. Have you got a question for Stewart?
Yeah. Yes. Hi, Stewart. Thanks for all of your work. I appreciate it very much. I saw you.
God.
I woke up recently during the night, and the back of my head was sort of buzzing. You know, like really intensely, like it was physical. It wasn't just like an imagination. It was really physical. And also I felt like my feet were sort of dissolving. Yeah. And I was kind of scared. And then I just sort of said, whoa, stop it. I don't want this to happen. And then it stopped. I just wondered, what is that? Was that such an attack or how?
Okay. Well, where do you live, Alana?
In Switzerland.
Yeah. Western or eastern part?
In Zurich.
In Zurich. And, you know, I used to work a lot in Zurich.